Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of October 10, Thursday. I'm Riza Diaz. Jumpstarting today's rush with Palace spokesman Panelo being one with the masses and accepting the challenge to commute going to work. This was Panelo's response to public backlash from his comment denying a transport crisis in the metro and his early bird advice to commuters and motorists. Now, Panelo says he'll be going to work tomorrow, Friday, taking the jeepney and LRT to Malacanang. Bayan Secretary General Renato Reyes welcomes Panelo's move but reminded the palace spokesperson to play fair and avoid employing any special treatment in commuting. Now, after his statement downplaying daily commuter problems, Panelo denied being out of touch with the reality most Filipinos experience in going to school or work. Panelo insisted that Duterte administration merely inherited the country's traffic problem from the past two governments. He added that all these transport woes and congestion headaches could have been solved if Congress only granted the president's request for emergency powers. A former police official reveals Senate's continuing blue ribbon probe that some Pampanga Ninja cops were reinstated after being dismissed for drug recycling allegations. Ria Fernandez has the details.
Several police officers in Central Luzon have been reinstated to service despite being dismissed because of illegal drugs. This information came from no less than the former chief of the district, retired General Rudy Lacadin. As senators dig deeper into the illegal drug recycling scandal, Lacadin revealed that ex-Ninja cops have gotten their way back to the service through the National Police Commission or NAPOLCOM. The NAPOLCOM is mandated by the Constitution to conduct investigations on police anomalies and summary dismissals of erring policemen.
Kaya ho, palaging may problema tayo sa mga police na involved sa drug because they can always return through other channels in the PNP service. So, in effect, the law does not have a deterrent effect as far as PNP person is concerned involved sa illegal drugs.
NAPOLCOM's Executive Director Attorney Rogelio Casorao, however, said decisions with regarding erring cops do not solely depend on them. The official explains that NAPOLCOM has only one seat in the three-member collegial body that deals with police cases. The two others are from the Regional Peace and Order Council and the Office of the PNP Chief.
I just like to correct the impression that the Regional Appellate Board is not really NAPOLCOM because it's a collegial body. It so happened that composed of three people whose decisions are not even appealable to the NAPOLCOM. It goes in a different appellate manner.
Senate Minority Leader Franklin Drilon thinks that dismissed cops are able to return because somebody is manipulating evidence presented to NAPOLCOM.
He just followed the narrative. Exactly what Maloyo said was found in the report. And therefore, on this basis, and this is the only, there is no independent investigation that or check on the evidence being presented. Colonel Santos Lopez said they cannot consider anything outside that is not indicated in the report. There is a conspiracy to cover up so that the case folder is crafted in a manner that you have no choice.
Senate President Tito Soto believes the problem can be addressed with the establishment of his proposed Presidential Drug Enforcement Agency that will give PIDEA the sole supervisory control over any drug case.
Pag hindi natin sinunod yung sinasabi namin doon sa batas at dito sa mga proposal natin, habang buhay ganito tayo. Habang buhay may involved na ganyan. At wala rin mangyayari kumisa. Nangyayari, palakasan.
For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
And just when the worst seems over for outgoing PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde, Lacadin went the extra mile, pinning him to the drug recycling case. In the same Senate hearing, Lacadin recalled a phone conversation with Albayalde amid investigations into the Pampanga's Ninja cops. Lacadin said he couldn't know for sure if Albayalde was joking when he said he was able to benefit just a little from the illegal drug operation.
He called me up. Exactly remember the conversation, but ang maalala ko is that, sir, parang naimbestigahan nyo daw kami. Yun ho ang tono. So sabi ko, Yes, Oka, I cannot inform you na nagkakandak ako ng investigation because this is just a validation. But if you are nothing to hide, wala naman kayong dapat katakutan.
I really do not know, sir, kung ano po yung conspiracy dito. It seems that everybody is ganging up on me. I really do not know. No, it's very unlikely naman po na General Lacadin ay sasabihin ko siya, we never had the chance of having under one office, no? Hindi ko po alam kung anong against niya sa akin si General Lacadin. Pero kung sabihin mong sinabi ko yun, ang tanong po ulit, why was not I charged? I'm being crucified already. Pero ano po kasi, no? Biglang lumabas ito after 6 years.
Now, this one from the Philippine Star. President Duterte's net satisfaction rating slightly dipped in September but is still categorized as very good. SWS data show Duterte scored a plus 65 rating, down from plus 68, which was his record high grade in net satisfaction since assuming the presidency. The survey stated that 78% of Filipinos were satisfied with Duterte's performance as chief executive. This was lower, though, compared to results from previous quarters. And this from the business world. Manila Water warns that consumers could brace for an almost 27 pesos jump in their water rates. That's if the Supreme Court will not reverse the decision to fine the Ayala-led company for supposedly failing to comply with environmental laws. Now, aside from this, the company added that motorists should be ready for worse traffic since hundreds of kilometers of roads must be dug up at the same time to be able to follow the law. A vice mayor from Masbate was shot dead in Manila yesterday morning, and the suspected mastermind, PCSO board member Sandra Cam. Romel Lopez will tell us why.
At around 8:45 Wednesday morning, this scene was caught by a surveillance camera along Vicente Cruz Street, Sampaloc, Manila. Two riders were caught by surprise as shooting suddenly started. Moments later, a gray van can be seen driving away.
Kumakain po sila, tapos nung paglabas ko po, nandun po sa likod si Vice Mayor, tapos may bumabang dalawang lalaki na nakaban. Tapos namaril na lang po dito. Yung isa po pumasok pa po dito kasi binaril pa po yung isa dito sa loob kasi tatakbo dun sa CR.
The victim was Vice Mayor Charlie Yuson III of Batuan Ticao Island, Masbate. Yuson was pronounced dead on arrival in a nearby hospital while two of his companions were severely injured. Authorities are now looking at several motives behind the incident.
We are also looking on the possible business na pwede nilang, or we are looking on the possible involvement of any irregularity.
They're also looking at the victim's possible illegal drugs link.
Yan ang isang tinitignan natin, Kasi kung nakita ninyo, itong Sampaloc kasi, may area dyan na, alam nyo na, medyo nagkaroon ng konting anomalya. Yun nga, yung sinasabi nilang drug queen. As a matter of fact, binisita ko ngayon last week. Okay? So, hindi ko alam kung meron itong connect doon sa mga lumalabas na kwento ngayon. Sa mga nangyayari ngayon. So, titignan natin lahat yung possibility.
But the family of the victim says politics is the only motive behind the killing.
Politika lang naman po ang motibo dito. Wala naman. Iba kasi po, hindi nila matanggap na talo sila. Yung suspect po natin na nahuli, doon sa kanila umuwi mismo, sa resort nila ni Sandra Cam.
In the last election, the son of Vice Mayor Yuson ran against Marco Cam, the son of Sandra Cam. There are reports saying that 4 suspects have been arrested, but the Manila police did not confirm nor deny the information.
Hindi pa natin ma-sure po kung may connection yung nahuli ng ibang station. Tinitignan pa natin yung involvement kung meron man.
For News 5, Romel Lopez. We are One News.
Robredo's camp says her lead over former Senator Bongbong Marcos grew by 15,000 votes after the initial recount in Iloilo, Negros Oriental, and Camarines Sur. And now that the decision of the Presidential Electoral Tribunal has been deferred once again, both camps are starting to worry. Marian Enriquez with the report.
Vice President Leni Robredo is all smiles in a Facebook greeting as she thanked her supporters. They camped outside the Supreme Court, while some gathered in provinces like Benguet, Camarines Norte, Cebu, and Cotabato. They are calling for the dismissal of the electoral protest filed by former Senator Bongbong Marcos.
Maraming salamat po. Ito po, laban lang tayo, gaya po na sinasabi natin mula sa umpisa. Sa huli parate namang tama at totoo yung mananaig. Kaya manalig po tayo, magdasal tayo na yung katotohanan yung lumabas.
And there is much cause for concern in the Vice President's camp, especially after the Supreme Court, sitting as the Presidential Electoral Tribunal, has once again deferred its ruling on the electoral protest of former Senator Bongbong Marcos. Robredo's camp says the tribunal should base their decision on the results of the initial count, as mandated by Rule 65 of PET. Robredo's camp admits this rule may still be disregarded by the magistrates.
The PET can rule po in either of two ways. Kapag wala pong recovery or hindi po nadagdagan ang boto ni Ginoong Marcos base sa bilangan dun sa tatlong probinsya, ay dapat i-dismiss po ang protesta. Yung pangalawa ay pwede rin nilang i-disregard yung rules nila at sabihin nila na ituloy. Pero kami po, nagtitiwala kami na susundin nila ang rules.
9 to 11 magistrates could possibly vote to dismiss Justice Benjamin Caguio's draft report and set aside Rule 65. This move could disregard the result of the initial count in 3 pilot provinces, which would prompt the PET to proceed with another recount in 22 provinces and 5 cities where Marcos claims he was cheated. But Marcos' camp is not complacent, noting that Chief Justice Lucas Bersamin and Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio may retire even before the PET deliberation.
Ang problema pag nagpalit, siyempre panibagong pag-aaral na naman yun ng mga bagong appointed sapagkat hindi naman nila familiar doon sa facts of the case and the applicable law. So mag-aaral po ulit. Wala ko kaming gain or advantage kung patuloy pa itong tatagal.
Chief Justice Lucas Bersamin had said the tribunal has not yet reached a decision on the electoral protests. For News 5, Marian Enriquez. We are One News.
Let's fast break now to Sports Rush. TNT narrowly escapes a NorthPort's inspired comeback to keep their slate at a clean 5 wins and 0 losses. The Katropa held an early 13-point lead, which they eventually lost. At the start of the final frame, they even trailed NorthPort by 9 points. Now, the Batang pair was headed for a convincing upset, but Troy Rosario had other plans. The veteran forward worked double time, putting in 17 big points in the fourth quarter alone, including a 3-pointer that gave the team back the lead 101-100. Rosario even sank 2 shots from the line with less than 2 seconds remaining to seal the deal to 103-100.
More than 20 points yung third quarter nila, so talagang nakahabol sila. We have to grind it out sa fourth dahil sa depensa namin.
Endgame heroics likewise snapped Phoenix 2-game losing skid, care of a cold-blooded game-winning bucket by R.R. Garcia. This after he missed both his charities with 17 seconds in regulation, much to the elation of the Rain or Shine fans. But Garcia made up for it by being in the perfect spot to catch Eugene Phelps drop a pass and sinking it flawlessly, closing out the game at 86-84. Despite being the willing passer, Phelps led the Fuel Masters with 19 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists.
I really couldn't get my scoring going on tonight. They had pretty good defense, double teams, triple teams, so I want to help otherwise, like how you said, rebounds, pass to the open guys, play defense. So I'm here to just win games, so whatever it takes, I got to do it.
And here are the stories to watch out for later today. The Senate Committee on Public Services will conduct its 4th Technical Working Group meeting to discuss proposals on transportation and traffic policies. The Philippines' largest IPO since 2016 will make its debut. Get market updates on Business World with Danny Laurel and Jess De Los Santos later at 9 in the morning. And the Invitational Conference will have a header, first serving at 2, Signal going up at 4 p.m. off with Santa Lucia. It's David versus Goliath with Marinerang Pilipina facing Petron. Shaping up to be. Join us again next time for a round of Rush. But before we leave, let's take a look at one of the last projects of cultural activist Carlos Celdran, as well as his life overseas before he passed away. He was last interviewed by Europe-based journalist Marco Belvis Pajo, and this is Camino Rizal.
Hola Carlos, ¿qué tal?
Hola!
Hola.
¿Cómo estás,
Bien.
Marco? Bienvenidos a Madrid. My friends from Manila but also from Amsterdam.
Todavía hablas Tagalog, no? You speak Tagalog pa?
Yo
Okay.
puedo hablar Tagalog también.
Okay, podemos hablar en Tagalog o Ingles o mezcla?
Spagalogish.
Hi, I'm Carlos Celdran. I'm a performance artist. I'm a Filipino and I'm living in Madrid.
They said, hey, let's build our own city. And then boom. So this is BGC, of which Metro Manila is Spain. And it created its own centralized system. Sad how things are almost the same and everything. Yeah.
Right now, I'm developing a tour called Camino Rizal, which is essentially following the footsteps of Jose Rizal around Madrid. He arrived here in 1881 as a 22-year-old, fresh with ideals, also kind of an exile after persecution in the Philippines. And it's here in Madrid where he truly blossomed. So I take you to places where he hung out, I take you to places that he lived, I take you to where the speeches were made to celebrate Juan Luna winning the gold medal for the Exposición, and also to create community with Filipinos. I mean, I'm not doing this tour as an authority on Jose Rizal's history. I'm doing this actually as a way to create a Filipino community in Spain. To get Filipinos together to talk about democracy, to talk about our history, to talk about ourselves. So it's a community walk more than anything else.
Means to meet with his compatriots to elaborate or to expand upon the activities connected to positive reforms of the liberal reforms of the.
Basically, I left the Philippines. People can call me many names, but what I'm really doing is I'm escaping a system of injustice. I'm not blaming any particular entity. Actually, I can't even blame Duterte. I'm just blaming a rotten system that has been that way since time immemorial, but unfortunately isn't getting any better.
So there's a law in Madrid, you're not allowed to change the character or names.
So, in part I came to escape, in part I came to rest and recuperate, and also in part I came back home. I'm Filipino Spanish, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm mestizo, I'm back in mestizo land. So I'm going to discover that side of myself. And so instead of risking myself and having respect for myself and getting caught up in a system of injustice where I could be caught up and go to jail for a 1-year sentence that could end up as a 10-year sentence or never let out, or even perhaps die inside the Philippine jail system. Some may call it a cowardly move to leave, but one has to also choose their battles, and I'm choosing to live to fight another day and re-energize myself. Because as long as this injustice and the rotten Philippine justice system of the Philippines exists and is perpetuated, nothing's going to happen in the Philippines. Justice is one of the foundations that create a good justice system is one of the necessities, is an essential foundation for a democracy or even a civilized society.
Ateneo de Madrid is actually not connected at all to Ateneo de Manila. It's not Jesuit, it's completely secular. But it's more like an intellectuals club. So think of it kind of like polo club, but without a polo field. So you could have dinner here, there's function rooms, an insanely amazing library, and a theater. And Jose Rizal used to come here to do studies. Kind of like the hangout, slumming house of the whole thing. Jose Rizal fell in love with a daughter and was busted. So that was one of his first love failures over here. So they'd hang out over there, and there's stories about them having parties, going out at like 4 o'clock a.m. I mean, we're looking at major conyo issues.
I think of the Philippines every day, and if I really could, and if I felt safe there as a human being, I would go back. But right now, I feel like my mind and my energies are better off spent elsewhere, where I can take care of myself and where I think actually some of the things that I do will be appreciated. I hope to be home in the Philippines soon. I don't really know when, but all I know is that every day I think about that place.
Yeah, but like more than Amsterdam, I mean, medicine and stuff. And during the time of Franco, that was considered as advertising. There's an advertising tax. So actually, for a long while, all of these things were painted over. And like in Malta, it'd be very plain.
Do I have a message for the Philippine government? Umayos ka. Umayos ka.